morning and welcome back to today's episode of Dragon News. We'd like to wish Michael Davis a happy birthday today. If you see Coach Limley, congratulate him for his 300th win as basketball coach at Moss Middle School. Good job, Coach. Now would you please stand for the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Out and climb at Vertical Escape Indoor Rock Climbing Center in Bowling Green, Kentucky. We offer many programs for all ages, advancement classes, personal training, summer camps, competition teams, youth and children training, and more. We are closed Sunday but open Monday through Friday from 12 to 10 p.m. We are also open Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. We are located just off Nashville Road next to Bowling Green Athletic Club South. Rock climbing builds your upper and lower body muscles. You'll be forced to engage the muscles of your core, quads, and calves to stabilize your body while climbing and having fun. Come visit us at Vertical Escape Bowling Green. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram.
Konnichiwa, and welcome to Japanese 101, even though that does not say Japanese 101. It's just a Japanese flag. Our first word that we're going to learn is gomenasai. What that word means, if you translate it, it means sorry. I had to choose a random word, so say it with me. Gomenasai. There you go. That's it for Japanese 101.
An announcement will be made from the office. Students will have to quickly and quietly get under the table or desk, covering their entire body as much as possible, especially the neck and head. Students will stay at a level 0 to 1. After all the students are underneath the solid objects, teacher will do the same. Stay in this position till all clear.
Teachers, lockdown, lockdown, lockdown.
An announcement will be made from the office. Students have to stay seated. The teachers will look around the room for any suspicious packages or anything that does not look that it belongs. When the area is clear, the teacher will show a thumbs up to the team leader. The teachers can resume their lessons. An announcement will be made from the office. Students will go to their safe area. Students then will go into the duck and cover position at the interior-most wall. The teachers will monitor the students. The students have to be as quiet as possible and wait for all clear from the office. An announcement will be made from the office. Make sure your door is locked. Cover all room and door windows. Evacuate from the building only if you are certain that you can do it safely. Move all the students to the interior walls farthest from the door and windows. When you hear the fire alarm, stand up and go to a single file line and stay as quiet as possible. Check your fire drill exit map for the closest exit. Once outside, take roll to ensure all students are accounted for, and wait for all clear signal to be given so that you can return to your class.
Kate Unsold, the athlete of the week, is a good teammate and he can shoot really good.
He can shoot, his defense is good, and
Hey guys, welcome back to Mind Up Mondays. We're actually on a Tuesday since we were out yesterday, so we're on week 3. And so last week we learned about being mindful or unmindful. We talked about how being mindful means that you pause for just a few seconds before making a quick decision. And that allows time for your prefrontal cortex to process the information in your amygdala. This week, we're going to be talking about the core practice. And so when we talk about the core practice, really, that's just a way of saying that we're going to focus on our breathing and our listening. Okay, so the core practice is when breathing is regulated, we can better utilize our mindful behaviors. It gives us a little more time to think about what a mindful choice would be. So one of the really cool things about your brains is that it has this ability. It's almost like a superpower, and it's a really fancy word. And if you use this word in context, I feel like your teachers should give you some extra credit or like a piece of candy or something. And it's neuroplasticity. Okay, y'all ready? Say that with me. Neuroplasticity. And that is just your brain's ability to be trained. So a good way to think of or to model neuroplasticity is you've got, your brain is made up of all these cells, right? So the human body is all made up of cells. Your brain cells, to think about it, the center, your palm is like a neuron, right? That's kind of like the control center of the cell. Now you've got dendrites, right? And so your fingers would represent the dendrites. And the dendrites are passageways or ways that information is received into your brain, okay? And then your forearm can be considered the axon. Now the axon, it relays information. So what happens is that these all start to fire and they make pathways and they make connections to other dendrites. And so your brain, when neuroplasticity happens, you're training your brain. Your brain is learning all kinds of new things. Neuroplasticity is really why it's hard to break bad habits. And it's also why we learn new concepts or new habits. For example, I used to bite my nails really, really bad. And so it was really hard for me. It took a really long time for me to stop biting my nails because that was the pattern of behavior that my brain was just accustomed to. So in order for me to stop biting my nails, I had to train my brain. So every time I would try to bite my nails, I would have to stop and think about what I was doing. It wasn't an automatic and it wasn't a quick thing, but it happened over time. So our brain is able to learn new things and we can retrain our brain and break old habits, which is really, really something remarkable about our brains. So I want you to think about something you practice a lot, maybe a sport or an activity that you do, or maybe you have a bad habit that you need to break. And I want you to think about that hand model that I just described to you. So the neurons, the control center, the dendrites, which are the passageways, and then we have the axon that kind of relays information to all the different parts. It sends it all out, right? So think about something that you're good at or a habit that you need to break, something you do all the time, and use that hand model to describe how you make those connections in your brain. So you just talked about how your brain is always making those connections through neuroplasticity. So we're going to move into learning about the core practice. Now the core practice involves breathing and focusing our attention and listening. That's what the two main things, breathing and listening, that we're going to work on today. This is through a guided meditation activity. After the activity, you're going to have a brief conversation with your teachers about, did the activity, how did it make you feel? Did it quiet your mind? Was it hard to focus? Was it easy to focus? And maybe why or why not? So before we get started in the activity, I want you to just find yourself in a comfortable spot. I'm going to read through some statements. You can do this with your eyes open or your eyes closed. It's whatever is most comfortable for you. I will say, if you do this with your eyes closed, find something to focus on. Maybe you have your hands folded in your lap and you're focused on, just focus on your hands in your lap if you don't feel comfortable closing your eyes. So here we go. Sit in a comfortable position and make sure your shoulders are relaxed. Relax your jaw. Let your eyelids get heavy. You may close your eyes if you wish. Notice your breath coming in and going out. Don't try to change it. Feel your stomach rising and falling. Let your belly be soft and relaxed. Now see if you can breathe a little more slowly and a little more deeply. If your mind gets distracted, go back to noticing your breath. Open your eyes slowly. Take a deep breath and smile. Teachers, go ahead and pause the video and have that conversation with your kids. So the core practice really involves listening and controlling your breathing. So we're going to practice this again. We're going to play a sound, and it's going to be played, you're going to hear it twice. The first time the sound is played, I want you to hear the sound all the way through to the end. Take long, deep breaths in through your nose and exhale through your mouth. So I want you to get in a comfortable position. Again, you can close your eyes. You can look at your hands, focus on your hands if you don't feel comfortable closing your eyes, and just really listen through the sound. Now when the second sound plays, I want you to continue to breathe through, and then as it starts to fade away, slowly open your eyes. So I want you guys to think about how many times did you catch your mind wandering as you were breathing and listening to the sound? How many times did you have to refocus your thoughts on your breathing and the sound? Was it easy? Was it hard? You guys go ahead and pause the video and you can share some of your experiences with your classmates. So next week, we're going to be learning about mindful listening. I hope that as you go through your week, you're able to find moments where you can stop and pause and practice that core practice so that you can get really good at controlling your breathing and refocusing your mind. Y'all have a good week.